Matt and Friends Drink the Universe is proudly sponsored by the Patton Travel Company. Whether you're traveling across the universe like us or right here on planet Earth, it's always a good idea to have an expert to help you plan your trip. For your travel experts, look no further than the Patton Travel Company. They'll help you book your next adventure or vacation, and the best part is they'll do your travel planning for free. To schedule a virtual appointment with one of their highly qualified travel agents, visit their website, www.pappastravelcompany.com. That's www.pappastravelcompany.com, or call them at 407-494-4070. That's 407-494-4070. Hello, listeners. We're all here to have fun.
But we'd like to take a moment to encourage you to always drink responsibly.
Never drink and drive.
If you have a complicated relationship with alcohol or other substances and you want to talk about it,
you can call 1-800-662-4357 for support.
Thank you for listening.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
Welcome to Matt and Friends Drink the Universe! This is the Booze Battle Arena, the place prolific inebriates and their drinks of choice face off in the pursuit of eternal glory. The universe is a mysterious, vast, and often violent place. So too are the battles fought in this hallowed space. Temporal tastes that transcend space and time will collide in a spectacle to determine which sip is the most stellar. Once again, we're pouring our way through the universe to answer a question that no one is asking. It's time for a booze battle! Wartime Leader Edition. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! I'm Chucky Roberts here with my co-anchor and your favorite colorblind color commentator, Stephan Weasler. How are we, Stephan?
It's all black and white to me. Good to be with you tonight, Chucky.
And great to be with you, Stephan. Always reminds me of my pet schnauzer.
Who let the dogs out?
That's right, that's right. We're here on BPN 5, Booze Pod Network Das Fünf.
For our Spanish-speaking friends, that's Cinco Drinko.
That's so inclusive of you, Stephan.
Olé.
The casters were challenged to pick a historical figure or fictional character to represent them in this arena as their champion, starting with George S. Patton, a decorated 4-star U.S. general. He led tanks into battle, but what did he know about getting tanked?
Next up is George Washington, leader of the Revolutionary Armies and the first president of the United States. His teeth were made of wood, but will his choice of drink be any good?
Then we have Leonidas I, king and leader of the armies of Sparta. The Persian arrows may have blacked out the sun, but this man drank in the shade.
And bringing us back to World War II, Sir Winston Churchill, British Prime Minister. The only thing bigger than the British Bulldog's historic speeches were his booze bills. Will his legendary levels of bravado and consumption be enough to bid his competition cheerio?
Pip, pip, Stephan, pip, pip. Let's get down to the action.
All right, welcome back to Matt and Friends Drink the Universe. We're going to go around the table and introduce ourselves.
Hi, guys. This is Rob. My champion today is Leonidas I of Sparta.
I'm going to be known as Big Z, and I have the eventual winner of this, George S. Patton. I'm Andy, and I have the original George Washington.
I'm your host, Matt, and I have the British Bulldog himself, Winston Churchill.
You almost forgot it there.
It's been a long morning.
You know?
It's been a long morning. I almost killed Andy earlier.
Has.
So,
He seems to be doing well, though.
yes. So why don't we get straight to the drinks? Rob, you're going to go first.
Okay. Well, this is red wine. You know, it is what it is. The Spartans actually liked to drink in moderation to help numb the pain of battle. But they knew that if they drank too much, that it would actually affect their combat. So we've got I'm not going to say this right, Nasakos.
You got this.
Agriokiko
dry red wine. Let's pour it around the table. Who's got vessels? Yep. So we're going to give this a try here.
Now, if you're drinking the dead and the pain, that doesn't sound like something you do in moderation.
Well,
yeah.
they had to keep their wits sharp. They had to be...
That's a lot of wine.
It's all right.
That's how we get it going.
Are you not here to drink? Are you not here to drink?
This is true.
As he said, this is red wine.
This is one
Yes.
Jesus, he's nice.
Yeah, it's a heavy pour.
So we're drinking out of solo cups, and nobody told Rob when you hit the first ridge, it's 3 ounces.
You think that I can see the ridges from here? I'm pouring across the table, man. So anyway, the Spartans typically drank a red or a sour wine is what they would make in their region. Let's give this a try. I'm going to let it breathe a little bit. It's not terrible. I'm not really a big wine guy. Not that I'm making a good case for winning this battle here or anything like that, but, I was trying to go a little bit outside of the box since most people were going for more modern...
Outside the
modern
box
leaders.
wine.
Yeah, outside the box wine. Slap that one.
Well, 2019 is a good year for this.
As presumably the only person to take a college wine class here, I'm going to say that this definitely came out of an oak barrel.
Yep.
Heavy tannin taste to it. Very warm flavor. A little bit of notes of fruit going on there towards the edge.
I get some cherry.
Yeah, definitely some cherry in there, but definitely dry. I don't know if that's the one we wanted to start off with right away, but...
I'm actually not going to lie. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not great, but it's not
lovely.
bad.
Yeah.
It would be lovely with meat, I think. So
the meat of
this
your
says-
enemy?
Oh, hey. This says it's a soft, rounded, and fruity on the palate with aromas of blackberries and forest fruits. Goes well with all lamb dishes. Of course, it's from Greece, so I mean, why not say that it goes with lamb?
You don't eat no meat? Okay, I make lamb.
I make lamb.
A bunt cake. A bunt? Bunt cake.
Bunk, bunk.
So was Leonidas a prolific drinker? Do the history books reflect that in some way?
Well, no. As I was saying, like culturally, the Spartans in general were really renowned for their fitness and their wartime prowess.
This is Sparta!
That's right. That's right.
Great abs.
And
That's why I said it.
Abs so good, they did not need any sort of plate armor on the front, apparently.
that's right. That's right. They did not overly indulge themselves because then they would be sloppy in combat, and that was unacceptable because if you were sloppy in combat, you're dead.
You're clearly not going to defeat, what was it, 10,000 Persians?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what it was, but them hot gates were hot.
I mean,
That hot gate summer. I mean,
well, just enough to numb your inhibitions. So that you
that's right.
charge in there.
Get rid of the fear and kind of take away some of the dull aches and pains that they would have from training hard. And
Oh, that Persian army's not really that big. That's only like 100 triremes. We'll be fine.
yeah, but to Thermopylae.
To Thermopylae?
Is
a toast that's never been made before.
we're here breaking ground on Matt and Friends
That's a word
DTU,
right now.
breaking ground. Cheers, gentlemen.
So, Big Z, I'm looking across the table here at a cutting board and a lemon and a man prepared to make something.
Let's get old Jim Beam out here.
Oh my goodness.
Came in a sweater.
Hello, Jim.
Yeah, that bottle's wearing a sweater.
Sure did. It's cold outside.
It's the holidays.
Jim is now warm. All right, so for today, I have George Patton had a couple different drinks. He had the Diesel, which you referred to when we were talking earlier this morning, which is sort of a mashup of different alcohols that they had lying around that they would like kind of drink before and after battle. And then he had his favorite, which was shaved ice. We're going to deviate slightly from that with cubed ice, sugar, lemon, and bourbon.
All right.
So
Is there a name for that cocktail?
shaved ice, sugar, lemon, and bourbon.
So no would have been an acceptable answer to my question.
I'm
calling it the patent.
Well, we'll go with the patent.
That'll be the patented name for it.
So I'm going to let you
Hey.
add your own sugar because I don't really like things sweet. So I don't. Everybody take a cup, some sugar, and I'll pass out some lemons.
Cup me, Blazer.
Got you.
So, Big Z showed up this morning with a baggie of white powder.
It's true.
Did anybody smell that?
It's sugar.
Okay.
Turns out it is.
Maybe not, but
right.
definitely sugar. And then I'll get somebody a little bit of ice.
All right. There's 2 ice sizes in there. There's the giant, huge cubes and then regular size.
Holy moly. That's
Cube
quite
me,
the
bro.
cube.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
It's going to be loud in the metal cup here.
Hit me right here in the Matt and Friends Drink the Universe Yeti. Yeti, I need you to start making these yellow tumblers again, please. Any minute now would be great.
Would it be here?
Oh my God. Jimmy. Beam me up.
So the fun fact, there is all boy.
Glad there's no electronics on the table.
So
Oh
that's
my
why
God.
there's a napkin.
That is why the mixing console is not on the main table right there.
That might be alcohol abuse.
What you couldn't see, dear listeners, was Big Z just shower the table in Jim Beam. All good.
Andy, my hand's been all in that, so there you go.
Nice.
You're drinking my hand now.
Nice.
All right.
It's got that
Some
great
metal
hand
meat.
flavor. Somebody give me that sugar.
There's a
Get
lot.
some sugar.
Just for the record, you didn't skip
Give me
on the
some
bourbon in this
sugar.
thing either.
Yeah, also heavy-handed pour. Patton did like a drink or two. So while you're putting your sugar in, Patton was an interesting guy. Did a lot of good things. He grew up in a wealthy family on the West Coast, California. He had a strong sense of service, which is why he enrolled in West Point. Graduated pretty decently in his class. They did it's not a triathlon, it's a fifth-athlon? Fifth-athlon?
A 5-part? A pentathlon?
Sure, pentathlon. That's good.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
the
that's
Greeks
smart.
the Greeks invented that stuff.
Science.
Science.
Well played, sir.
That's right.
That was good.
That's right.
That was good. I'm going to go with fifth-athlon because it sounds a lot better. So the
So, it's the same thing, but drink a fifth.
correct. Running, horseback riding, swimming, fencing,
Ooh.
and shooting. He finished fifth in the world. I guess like a lot of different worlds would a lot of different countries,
Many worlds.
many worlds
In
would
many worlds.
would participate in that. Finished fifth in the world, and then came back and was given the class of master swordsmith for his fencing.
Wow.
So yeah, he could operate the sword.
Wow.
Wow.
Take a sip. So I think the acid cuts nicely through the harshness of the Jim Beam.
I don't mind this.
I'm getting Jim Beam. That's a straight up. That's what I'm getting.
Did you put sugar in it?
Yeah,
I
guys,
put a
swear
lot of
little
sugar. Yeah, we're gonna have to
there,
hold on.
there was a lot of sugar in here before it went to Matt.
Oh, my bag is gone. Squeeze the lemon.
Squeeze the lemon.
Yeah, you got that lemon in there, man. I can cut some more for you as well. I have a cutting board and another lemon,
You do.
and this one is firm, supple, really.
Squeeze the lemon.
Squeeze it in there.
Yes.
I actually enjoy this.
I'm a fan.
It's not bad. It reminds me of like if you wanted an old fashioned but didn't have what you needed to make an
Way
old
too lazy
fashioned,
to make
and you
an
were like, you know
old-fashioned.
what? This is what I have.
You
It's
want an
close
old fashioned,
enough.
but you're way too lazy for it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
finding bitters would be
Right.
astronomically hard.
Who cares about simple syrup and an orange peel when you have a lemon and some sugar lying around?
Well, let's be honest. If you're in the middle of the Egyptian desert,
Very good.
this is probably going to be what you get.
Or after D-Day in the middle of Europe.
Yep.
You don't get a lot of options then. Which is why I thought about getting
W2.
a better bourbon for today, but I was like, nah, there's no Buffalo Trace rolling around
No.
No.
D-Day. No way.
I have the
There was
budget
also
for
no
that.
trace of buffaloes. I'm just saying.
Buffaloing around.
No buffaloes in the desert.
I like it. I put it ahead of your red wine for sure.
I mean, on taste, absolutely. I'm not a wine guy, so like, unless it's like a spectacular wine, I'm not going to get excited about it. So yeah, I'm not really making a strong case for myself here. No, am I? But
My drink sucks, and my guy wasn't a prolific drinker. He kind of showed some restraint. Probably not the way you go for this podcast, ever.
well, you know, at the same time, like on a physical fitness contest, I'm pretty sure you would have killed every single one of your champions, like hand-to-hand combat. I mean, that's
I don't know. He had a tank.
Dude,
My
no,
dude's got.
Did you
My
miss
dude's
the,
got
did you
cannons.
I'm not
mi- wait a
talking
minute.
about-
Wait a minute. Did you miss the Master Swordsman
yeah.
achievement life unlocked over there?
Something like Patton led in, I don't know how many troops. He lost 137,000 troops and did 3 times the damage over his wartime.
Hashtag tanks.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
at one
no,
point-
I'm not saying like technology versus technology
It
here
was- it
because
wasn't that,
obviously
though.
Patton wins in a battle of technology.
Eisenhower would be like, hey, blow by this town in Germany because you will need 4 tank regiments to take it. And he'd get the message and be like, hey, I took it with 2. Do you want me to give it back?
I'm
And
just
they'd be
going to
like-
say,
they're
no
like-
matter how good those Leonidas abs are, a tank shell to the abdomen.
You don't win that.
Yeah. No.
No. Patton also died mysteriously in 1945. He was given political assignments after the war with the buildup of what would become the Cold War between Russia and the United States.
Yeah.
Had some unsavory things to say about both sides.
Oh.
So he was in a low-speed car accident and died several days later after that as a result of an aneurysm, a blood clot. And if you read some of the theorists out there, he was assassinated by both the United States and Russian governments.
At the same
I
time.
bet you Russia was the one that tried to get him with that low-speed car accident.
Now in the 50s, they really didn't work together.
No. I mean, yeah. It was like 1945. It was just after the war. Like he made it a year after the war, and then this happened.
So I will say the lemon is soaking. That is really
It's
good.
phenomenal, actually. I was making a steak last night, and I was drinking this because I wanted to give it a go. I will say that the crushed ice I used last night also was better. It soaked in faster, but I'm a fan. I could drink this.
I would have this again.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I would definitely have
if
this
I walked
again.
into a bar and was like, I don't want a beer, which would never happen, like ever, I'd be like, I could do this.
There you go.
So the podcast is over. I've won.
You know,
Well, there's
I'm not going to go that far, but I will give you one of these.
Stellar Sip.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
You have enough of those, you will care far less about desert heat as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Although I don't know how well.
Also, driving a tank is not going to be a good idea.
I was going to say, drunk in a tank doesn't sound like fun.
Again, most of Europe was destroyed, so like following road rules was not like a thing.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
Not
well,
a thing at that point.
you get a DUI in a tank?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's
You get a DUI on a bike.
It's a
I was gonna
TUI.
say, wasn't there
It's a tanking under the influence.
story the other year of a guy getting a DUI on a tractor,
Yep.
like a lawnmower?
Yep. Anything you drive.
One of my friend's neighbors got a DUI riding a Power Wheels down a main road.
That's outstanding.
Yeah,
That really is.
it's a great story. It's a great story. I wish I knew more of the details. If he were here, he could regale you with the real
What
tale.
kind of Power Wheels?
I think it was a Jeep.
Oh, that's
Regular or
fancy
Barbie
then.
Jeep?
No, probably regular.
I think it was a regular Jeep.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't know if they
I-
make a Barbie
again,
Jeep.
I was not
yes.
present for this.
I've talked about my 7-year-old daughter before on the podcast.
Copy.
They definitely make a Barbie Jeep.
It's a Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a Corvette.
They
or-
also
Oh, no,
make a
they-
Barbie vet.
they
They make a
Barbie
plethora.
everything. I have a Barbie dream house block
This is
downstairs.
going off the rails real quick.
It is.
it's
what
a
are we
Barbie
talking
world, and I'm a Barbie girl.
This is what happens.
Come on,
when,
Barbie, let's
it's what
go
happens
party.
when you go red wine bourbon without a warm up.
I regret not drinking more water before I came here this morning.
Hydration is key. Hydration is key, Stephan. And with that, we have reached halftime in this booze battle. Let me throw it to you for your Weasler's Whips.
Thank you very much, Chucky. I just witnessed a rumble between a topless Greek man and a tank of a tanker. While that red wine was rather fine, I prefer to hydrate like Patton, and that's hydrate with whiskey. Back over to you, Chucky, for Chucky's Chuckles.
Very well, in today's Chucky's Chuckles, I must point out that an underconfident Rob had some problems with that red wine. Seems to be out of vine for this group's taste buds. And Big Z came out of the gates with that BDE.
Big drink energy.
Exactly right, Stephan. What else could that be?
I have literally no idea. But let's go back down on the action. I will say, I find some irony in the fact that Big Z's shirt, while he brought George Patton, says, "Hold my beer, George Washington," which brings us to Andy.
Perfect lead up.
Shout out to
So-
Gun Style.
Perfect.
Andy, what do we got going?
So, where'd I put it?
I don't know. And now we're going
Look
back to
out
like
for
a
those mics.
All right. So, Washington was quite known for the booze.
The booze.
There are records of people visiting him, and he had quite the stockpile of beer and porter. He was known for being a brewer, basically what we would now call moonshine. At that point, it was whiskey. He was known to distill 11,000 gallons of it a year,
Wow.
which, I guess hashtag goals. But
yeah.
what I brought with me, I brought some sherry with me.
Too bad the Discovery Channel wasn't around then.
Some sherry, huh?
Some sherry. So
What's the sherry called there?
this is a dry sack.
Oh, you don't say.
I do say it's.
They make
Is
a
there-
cream for that.
They
Is
should,
there a
they should
wet sack?
moisturize. I mean,
I don't know.
Little gold bond.
We'll go on.
Whoa.
Get you going there. But yeah, so Washington was known for keeping brandy in his canteen at all times. And I didn't have any brandy, but sherry's pretty close, so that's what we went with.
All right.
okay.
Popular of the day.
My sherry amor.
Ooh, that is a good song.
Oh, see, I think it's Frankie Valli.
Thank you.
Sherry. Sherry,
That's
baby, Sherry. There you go.
Oh.
Bert, you're going to go for the high notes? No?
I don't know that song, so.
You don't know that song?
No.
know that song?
Oh, my word, guy. That was a lot.
All
Well,
right.
it's going to be a long day.
Oh, it's got
I
a
gotta make sure
fortified wine smell to it.
It does.
Whoa.
Oh, cooking with this would be phenomenal.
I
It
am.
smells like a port almost. This tastes like old plums. Or figs or something. Like they're
Oh God.
like I feel like you just soaked fig Newtons in a cheesecloth
I
and
got-
wrung it out into this bottle. And that is what we've got here.
I got to say, I
Raisins?
expected better. Raisins.
Yeah, raisins. A lot of
I'm
raisins.
A lot of raisins.
Yeah.
Like
Figs and raisins?
dried
Figs and
fruit.
raisins.
What does it say on the bottle? Are we anywhere
It
close?
says dry sack.
Well, hey, they weren't lying if they're drying out fruit.
Ah.
Hey.
Hey.
All
A
right.
distinctive blend of sherries aged in oak casks.
I was going to say oak again for this one for sure.
The last time I had sherry was actually in she crab soup, which is really, really good.
I'm telling you right now, if we cook something with this,
Absolutely.
In
phenomenal.
what?
She crab soup.
Is that like they're only killing lady crabs? Like what's going on with that?
You know, I asked the
Seems
bartender that
sexist.
question, and I just got a head shake and a walk away. I'm honestly not sure. It's
I
a
don't know.
cream-based bisque.
Well, what you should be
quite good.
getting, according to the bottle
Go
here,
on.
is women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. Consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery.
So you're
and
saying there's
may
no
cause
information on
health
what they've
problems.
actually
That's all I got.
used
Yeah,
to.
That's all I got.
They left out tank on that warning. I'm just going to say it.
Well, you know what? I
Best
think
served chilled.
I'd like to believe.
Best served chilled or on the rocks. So you might want to
I'd
drop
like
another
to
rock in
believe-
Does
there.
anybody want a cube?
Yeah.
Produced and
Listen.
bottled in Spain.
I'd like to believe that they castrated a bull and just let his let
There's
his
a very large
let
ice
his
cube
dry sack
and not much liquid.
ferment. Oh my god!
Let me get a smaller cube there.
Does anybody else support my theory?
I wasn't
Oh,
listening.
no, neither was I.
Listen,
We were watching
It-
Matt make a mess.
it was made in Spain, right? So they castrated a bull. They let the sack dry out, and they've just fermented
That's the
that
dry
in this
sack.
liquid. Yeah, that's what it is.
So are you familiar with the taste of dried fermented sack?
No, I mean I just put it in my
you are
mouth
now.
right now. So
I'm
I
just
mean,
going to
dry
say
sack here.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Big Z and Rob for gratuitous testicle talk. Finish your cherry.
oh Jesus!
You can't let that sack go to waste.
No.
It's
See,
Well-
I think actually what's going on is the ice cube is melting and diluting mine a little bit. That's, on the other hand, is helping.
You get more of the wood, though.
You know, when you chug it, you get more of the awful.
Yeah, it's not, it's
But
not
let's
good.
be honest.
It's not
Let's be
good.
honest. If we were all to go out drinking
Go
in
on.
1776, we would not be experiencing the same thing.
No,
It's coming out of probably barrels that have been used for the 19th time. Port wine or sherry would have come over on a boat from Europe, and it would have taken 2-3 months to get here.
yeah, could have had plague.
Probably be drinking more of the brandy, though, than the sherry.
yeah.
That's
I have
right.
heard stories too of Washington and the founding fathers when they were drafting like the Declaration of Independence, they were drinking and consuming just an insane amount of alcohol. Like the bar would run out of beer. There was just barrel upon barrel upon barrel that they would go through over the course of a
talking
weekend.
about the same alcohol content then back then? I mean, just being honest. Like, I feel like we know how to ferment at a higher level now.
I
We have to, right?
don't know that they would have known.
Right.
I think they just would have put it all together and been like, "Oh, this gives me a fun feeling. Let's keep going with it." Like, I don't know that they had anything to measure alcohol content
well, I
back
mean,
then.
the aspect gravity and all that stuff is something that they wouldn't have done.
No.
That's brewer talk, by the way.
Yeah,
Although first president, so there's something to be said about that.
Yep.
Iconic scene coming across the Delaware.
Yep.
Something to be said about that. Why am I making your case?
I
But
don't
anyway,
know, man.
I mean, there's something. There's
I was going
nostalgic
to
about
there.
that.
There is.
Yeah.
He was the guy, and a prolific drinker. Like I said, it was famous for always having.
Excuse me.
You good there?
I think so.
He's choking on that dry sack.
Speaking of not prolific drinkers,
3 very different tastes so far. That's all I'm going to say. 3 very different things
we're,
going on.
We're all
I
over
will
the
say,
map. so
I
Yeah,
just-
far.
we absolutely are.
I just added the sherry to the Patton.
I
it's
bet
pretty
you that,
good.
I bet that's pretty
It's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I was unable to chug mine. My throat
Wow.
wasn't
You're
open
gonna
that
add the sherry to the
I
Patton?
I
finished
added the
all of my
sherry to what
things.
was left of my Patton,
All right.
and it was quite nice.
The 2 enormous ice cubes that were thrown at me here are sticking
You know
out
what,
of the top
Matt?
of my glass.
Gently
Which one of
placed.
these buttons does the chug?
This one.
Yo,
What?
Get out of there.
There it is.
finish that.
Finish it.
We're trying to kill Andy this morning.
Quick check. Andy still alive?
Still check.
All right. Andy's still living.
We're good.
He's still
We're
here.
still good. Welser might not be.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're all right.
Are
we're
we?
all right. It's gone.
I remember my first chug.
I can't chug.
What?
All right,
I mean,
straight up.
just drink it.
All right. You want to get into it? Do you remember the time that we were in college?
Don't go there.
No. Oh, we're going to. And you had a massive amount of eggs
How
and
do you-
hot
how
dogs
do you
for
feel
breakfast
right now?
Huh?
Do you feel healthy?
I feel like I just had a large breakfast.
No. I'm asking. Are you healthy enough that I can finish your drink because you're too much of a...
I'll put that back down. I'll finish it when I'm ready. But I wanted to remind you of the time you vomited eggs and hot dogs
Listen, it
all over a
happens.
nice apartment.
That's like
I
throwing
had
over
a
my
very
college apartment.
large egg-based breakfast out there and came in here and started drinking.
You never throw up
Yeah.
at any of my college events.
No.
No.
I guess I didn't.
No, you did not.
No.
Didn't you wear a dress at one point?
You know
My
what?
future wife's dress. Yes.
What?
Well-
She's your wife now. It was,
yeah.
She was your future wife back then.
That is accurate.
I mean,
I mean, this
That
is
was
exactly
so well
exactly
played.
what I thought it would be.
that
A
was so
slow
well played.
car crash, but then
Oh,
when
yeah.
it happened, it was
You
just
can't look away.
So
You can't look away.
So if this is a slow car crash, that probably brings us to the moment of impact here as I start to talk about
That's what she
Winston
said.
Churchill. On the top of the list of people whose daily drinking regimen you wouldn't want to keep pace with is definitely Winston Churchill.
Oh, for sure.
I'll give you the kind of Cliff Notes version as I understand it after doing a little bit of research. When he would wake up in the morning, he would start with the drink that I'm going to pour right now, and that was a little Johnny Walker Red Label in club soda. Just a scotch and soda right off the bat. He'd mix a pretty weak one as what he called his mouthwash first thing in the morning, and then as the day went on, the ratio of scotch to soda drastically shifted. So by the time he hit the afternoon, it was more scotch with a coloring of club soda. There were also other things going on for lunch. It was typical that he would down an entire bottle of champagne. So he'd normally have about 3 of those before lunch.
Champagne.
Good Lord.
He would then nap and do his correspondence
How
at
did
3.
This guy do all of the good things that he did.
I'm not even.
BAC was like a 3.
Inebriated.
Oh, I'm not even.
No, like,
I remember
That's
once
how he
hearing
did
the term functional alcoholic.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
He crushed that in the dictionary.
Good Lord.
Churchill's
His-
right
his
next to
picture.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
After that bottle of champagne for lunch, he would take a nap. Then he'd wake up around 3, have between 2 to 3 glasses of scotch as he did his correspondence and office work. When dinner rolled around, it was normally a bottle of champagne or a bottle of sherry or a bottle of brandy. If it was champagne, it was like 2 bottles.
A whole bottle of dry sack.
Whole bottle.
Whole
dry
bottle of
sack.
dry sack.
The whole sack.
The whole sack.
All at once.
Good Lord.
There was definitely brandy with dessert, and then probably a few more scotch and sodas, and before bedtime, a big scotch or more champagne.
So I've listened to this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think the key is the nap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's got to be.
I might be feeling the
Well,
nap
and
after this.
one thing you didn't mention is, wasn't he also a prolific cigar smoker?
Yes, and I was going to end with that normally it was 4 to 6 cigars a day
Oh
that were
my
sprinkled
God.
over top.
That's insane.
Listen,
Yeah.
I love a good
And
cigar.
those weren't
I've
really-
had a
I'm-
nice cigar
I'm a
when
fan
I've
of
been
cigars.
drinking, and it's a whole nother
Well, it
experience.
is when you start
Like, it-
mixing, especially if you get a good cigar.
yeah,
you
with
know,
like
it's
premium
just-
tobacco, you
yes.
actually get something off of it that you don't realize you're getting until you're into it, and
So-
you're like, "Whoa!"
And there's also the Churchill cigar, like that's named after him. Those are long.
Yeah, they're big ones.
They're
yeah.
big, long cigars. Like,
Yeah, you wonder if he was compensating for something. I
could have been.
understand.
Could have been.
Like,
Yeah,
kind of like a man that walks around topless in no armor, just holding a long spear.
No, that's
no,
bravado.
that's
That's
a man.
bravado.
I'm going with bravado.
That's
Are we
a man
sure?
who's not
All right,
compensating
but
for
I mean,
anything.
think about it. You show up on the battlefield and you're wearing armor, and you look across, and they're just with that cloth over their junk, going, "Let's do this."
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
For
Here
history,
we go.
I don't think that's accurate. I'm pretty sure that
I once
hoplite
yacked-
armor was a thing.
I once yacked a whole bunch of Red Label
Do we
onto a dumpster outside of a Wendy's.
Are we doing ice cubes? for
Fun
this?
story.
No, he did not do this with any ice whatsoever.
Where's the
This
club
was-
soda that you
Right in the
opened?
center.
This is right
Oh,
in the center of the table,
Okay.
labeled
Good
club
Lord.
soda.
Well, I thought there was a second bottle of it. I'm sorry.
There is on the floor over there.
No, wait,
Cane-
wait, wait.
Canadian
Hey.
Dry.
Give me a little one. I am not Churchill. That's good.
Bit
All
of
right.
Anticlimactic.
Who needs the club?
The part
I'll
I
go to
love
the club.
about that, the part I love about that is he would
Bottle
do his
full of bub.
correspondence over 3 glasses of scotch. I don't think I could operate email over 3 glasses of scotch in that short a period of
you
time.
could.
You guys were handwriting.
Yeah, it was he's handwriting. I mean,
Oh,
you
no.
could
He was dictating, and there was somebody on a typewriter sitting in front of him doing it for him.
Ah,
Yeah.
Dictated,
Dictator.
not typed or written.
Yeah.
Written.
I want to get Hitler laugh.
listen.
And- okay, I can type that.
I'll tell you.
How banged up was he on his fireside chats?
Fireside chats.
Isn't that Churchill?
No, wrong country,
Oh,
man.
oh.
Right time period, but wrong country.
Who's the fireside?
It's FDR.
Yeah, it was FDR.
That's my bad. It's my bad.
He had polio. I mean, it's a fact.
It's true. They tried to hide it.
Turns out it's curable by vaccine.
All right, this is awful.
What, my facts or this drink?
No, the drink. No, your facts are excellent. Without ice, this is terrible.
Oh,
I feel like the
Oh, I don't hate it.
so I
Oh,
I don't hate it.
I'm a whiskey fan. The club soda's killing it.
the club soda is destroying it.
Red label.
It
It's
tastes
not
like a flat soda.
black or blue. I
Right.
mean, it's rough.
See, I did put a lot more club soda in mine than I did Red Label. It does even it out a little.
Club soda me then. I want to give it a fair shake for you.
Listen,
I mean, the man in the morning, he would kind of just color it with Red Label and then drink it. And then as the day went on, it was mostly scotch. So
here's my thing.
I'll go for some more club soda, but I don't think
Have
this
you
is gonna
ever
make it better.
have you ever
it's-
gone to the movies or gone to like a fast food restaurant
Yes.
and they give you
No, never.
they give you a soda and you can clearly tell the syrup
Yes.
is running out and you're like,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
something's off with this. That's what this reminds me of.
well, that is essentially what club soda is. It's carbonated water.
No, I'm sorry. I can't.
I don't
It's
like
no-
it.
It's
That's
no
worse.
good. It's because then all you have is fizz and
Yeah.
club soda with a little bit of Johnny Walker.
And let's be honest, I don't love Johnny Walker.
Well, not
It's-
red
it's
label.
like-
You get to some of the more aged ones, you're okay. I'm not saying it's my
It's so oaky
top of the
though.
line.
Sure.
So here's the thing. I
it's-
feel like I'm just licking an oak barrel.
I don't think
Like-
you understand liquor then.
You want the Johnny Walker people to send me angry email, don't you?
No.
That is
no,
what
no,
is
no,
gonna
no,
happen.
No.
Obviously, we
One
want
man's
that.
opinion, Johnny
I'm
Walker,
more-
does not
We,
make an
we
entire
want
podcast.
we want Johnny Walker to
Listen.
send us samples of
I
their
am more-
different lines of fine beverages.
Yes,
for
we'd
us to-
love to sample blue.
From
We've
a
never
Scotch-
tasted it and would love to sample
Oh
blue.
my God, blue's amazing. Blue and
So-
black
but
are
listen,
phenomenal.
From a Scotch
What are you doing?
perspective-
We've never sampled blue, and we would love free samples.
I heard from my father once.
There you go. Thank
There it
you.
is. There it is.
but what I'm saying is I'm a child when it comes to scotch, so my palate likes the sherry cask scotches like a Glenmorangie and stuff like that. So like the super oaky, super peaty, licking a campfire stuff, I can't do it. Like my palate is not accustomed to it and does not like that
This
stuff.
isn't super peaty.
It's not. It's not
No.
a-
This one
what?
isn't. I'm just talking about scotch in general.
Out of all these prolific drinkers
Yeah.
and military leaders,
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't think Churchill is a military leader.
Mm.
Ooh, hot take.
He was the chairman. He was the chancellor. He wasn't a battlefield guy. I think by default,
The
your guy
chancellor.
loses.
he
You
was
mean
the
prime
prime
minister?
minister.
That's what I said.
You know, I mean, other countries have different things than we do.
But
so
prime minister, he's not a battlefield guy.
It's the equivalent of the president of the United States.
But
right,
Washington,
but Washington
led
was
the
a
army
general
as a
before
before
general.
he was the president.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow.
But Churchill
Wow.
did organize the war effort for Great Britain, including
So hold on. He
including,
provided
including-
the tools for the men and women to die upon.
He directly organized a rescue flotilla of troops trapped in Europe. So
What
the
does
British.
flotilla mean?
So in this case, the definition of flotilla is a civilian grouping of boats that Churchill went, hey, we got to get the army out of France before they all get run the hell over.
Oh, they made a movie about that called Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Yeah,
if, you
somebody
haven't,
did.
if you haven't seen Dunkirk, like that is
Chris
an
Nolan.
intense movie.
He's not a military.
He was a leader during the largest war in human history.
Yeah, but he wasn't on
But
the
he wasn't
battlefield.
a wartime.
He wasn't.
But to be fair, wartime leaders,
leaders. Sure.
not wartime generals.
Wartime
Okay. There can be made arguments for every single one of us to win this. Okay, because each champion has their, piece de resistance,
They're-
right?
they're famous for a reason.
Patton has his tanks, right? So from a technology standpoint, nobody's beating Patton. If we're pitting Patton against anybody else on a battlefield and he's got a tank and everybody else is just standing there.
I got a horse, a
no.
sword, and a cannon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Churchill
Nothing,
had
right?
a direct line to the guy commanding Patton and go, hey, could you turn that guy a little to the left? And yeah, sure, no problem.
Patton probably wasn't going to listen to that.
He did not. No one had a direct line to Patton.
But
Patton did his own thing.
I'm not sure Patton always had a direct line to Patton.
Right. So we've got Patton with the tech. We've got Leonidas with his hand-to-hand combat prowess. We've got Churchill, the biggest drinker of them all, right? Like based upon what you said. So like,
hands down
if
the
we're
winner of
voting
that.
for the champion who has the best tolerance,
iron liver,
the craziest ability to drink, Churchill takes it. But which sip was the most stellar? Which beverage that we tasted, that we sampled today, was the best? And I'm gonna have to go with Patton on this.
I'm with you.
I'm the
with
only
you.
one with the stellar sip, by the way.
It's true.
That is true.
That is true.
That is true.
I'm still fighting. Remember,
sack.
gentlemen, it is not just France we fight for, it is champagne.
No, dude, the old sack was gross. And
Dry
your
sack.
dry sack. I'm sorry.
Also one and the same, though.
The dry, the dry old sack. Both
The old dry sack.
whatever we're calling it, it was gross. And
no good.
And your soda and Johnny
Oh,
Walker
it was bad. It was bad.
horrible.
I'm not a fan. I know that's like a common thing.
Well, I think
I don't get it.
even got-
maybe.
I'm still drinking it. Like I actually like it. I
Here, you
do.
can
I
have
enjoy
mine.
it.
Well, I mean,
have at it, big guy.
if we're gonna go around the table, my vote is Patton. Patton wins this battle.
I think Patton wins it all, frankly.
I mean, Washington single-handedly started the French and Indian War.
This is a good point. This is a solid point.
It might have been a mistake, but he single-handedly did it pretty much.
But he did do it.
But what
Okay,
does
hang on.
that have to do with this battle?
He did also win a war that everybody on the planet was like, that guy's going to lose. There's no way they're winning that war.
Well, they actually
There's
created
no way.
a form of tactics too, coming out of the trees and not that standing.
created
army.
that culture. Like created
No,
the
that's Robin
culture.
Hood. I'm sorry. Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
Also a great movie.
Great movie.
Can we move
the
Rob so we get out
Patriot?
of this? Or
Huh?
no,
The Patriot is a fantastic movie.
I don't know if I'd say fantastic. I enjoy it.
It's okay.
I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong.
It was like quality Mel Gibson before everybody knew he was an asshole.
Best part of the movie.
He was always an asshole.
Mel Gibson.
I guess he was,
But we didn't know it.
But we didn't know.
Best part of the movie, Mel
There were
Gibson sitting in
signs.
the chair, feeling all smug, falling on his butt. Chef's good. Love it. Every time.
Anyway, my vote is for
I'm
Patton.
voting for Patton.
I'm
That's
also
that's three for Patton. Who are you voting for?
I'm going to vote for Washington because he founded that fighting spirit, that fighting culture that remains in America.
I mean, that's very patriotic of you, but did you like the old sack?
No,
Or the dry sack? I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep thinking it's old.
What
Did
do
you
have
like the dry
obsession
sack?
with
They're
old
one and the
sack?
same.
Why do you have an obsession with old sack?
I don't. I forget what it's called.
He's a sackman. Listen, I have to agree with Rob. If we're going by drink as our standard,
Yes.
it's Patton hands down.
Patton's
All right.
the only one who had a good drink.
In that case, I'm prepared to give it to George S. Patton. Congratulations,
Whoa,
Big
hey,
Z.
There we go.
First booze battle winner.
Thank you.
That's right.
4-star general.
Stellar Sid.
To Patton.
Hey,
Pat.
to Patton. I'm out of booze. I've chugged all of mine.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the first booze battle.
Thank you
Hey,
for listening.
it's been a
thank
crazy
you for listening.
time.
Keep drinking.
George S. Patton.
We'll be
Ladies
back
and
soon.
gents. We've reached this battle's coda after that scotch and soda.
Right you are, Chucky. The British Bulldog preferred that all-day quantity over quality.
And Washington's dry sack tasted pretty whack.
We already had the boys backstage order him some cream for that off Amazon Prime.
A fine idea indeed. And with that, Big Z and his contestant, George S. Patton, with the shaved ice cocktail, is the winner of this booze battle.
The 4-star general really slapped the competition.
Indeed he did. And with that, from Stephan and everyone here at BPN, I'm Chucky Roberts, reminding you to set the bar high and always buy a chair that can reach it.
Until we see you again in the booze battle arena. Thank you again for listening to Matt and Friends Drink the Universe. Today's boozy quote comes from Churchill himself. I've taken more out of alcohol than alcohol has ever taken out of me. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe wherever you get your podcast from. On social media, press all the buttons for us. On Facebook and Instagram, it's Matt and Friends DTU. That's Matt and Friends DTU for Facebook and Instagram. For more information about the podcast, please visit www.mattandfriendsdtu.com.
Hello, listeners. We're all here to have a bit of fun, but we'd like to take a moment to encourage you to always drink responsibly. Never drink and drive. If you have a complicated relationship with alcohol or other substances and want to talk about it, you can call 1-800-662-4357 for support. Cheers and thanks for listening.